may consume.
Gentleman's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm planning to support this short-term extension of highway programs because it's a clean extension. It's the right thing to do at this point. At midnight last night, funding for these programs expired because I suppose Speaker Pelosi and the majority brought this lapse, or thought this lapse, and shutdown would be minimal. Maybe we should ask the thousands of workers who are now furloughed, our state departments of transportation, and other stakeholders whether they would also minimize the majority's inaction and the game playing that's taken place. Let me be clear. The Speaker's partisan process is what led us to this point. And this chaos highlights more than ever the need for us to be working across the aisle. Getting a bipartisan highway and infrastructure bill done should be the easiest thing that we do in Congress. Bipartisanship has always been the formula for success in infrastructure, and that hasn't changed. In my 20 years in Congress, I've supported all three highway bills that have been signed into law. All three of them were bipartisan, all three under Republican chairmen. I stand ready and committed to participate in a truly bipartisan process that involves input from both the House and the Senate, not just one chamber. Republicans have put forth an infrastructure bills in numerous pieces of legislation, and we were ready to come to the negotiating table, but we didn't get that opportunity. Republicans warned that a partisan path would put us in a position like this, and here we are. Nevertheless, we remain ready to come to the table and get back to the bipartisan tradition on infrastructure. Passing this extension is the right thing to do. But the last thing we need is a series of short-term extensions. Short-term extensions are extremely detrimental to the states, to the stakeholders, and to the jobs that support these critical projects and the programs. Short-term extensions mean leaving states with uncertainty in their plans to fix, to maintain, and upgrade roads and bridges. You can't plan multi-year infrastructure and highway projects with the guarantee of only a few weeks of funding at a time. It's time to get back to what works. Bipartisanship on both sides of Capitol Hill is the key to success when it comes to infrastructure. That said, I would urge my colleagues to support this clean extension, and with that, I reserve the balance of my time. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman reserves. Gentleman from Oregon is recognized.
I believe I have the right to close. I have no further speakers. I would reserve.
Gentleman reserves. The gentleman from Missouri is recognized.
I'm prepared to close, Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yield myself such time as I might consume. Again, this process has been horribly managed, and it's unfortunate that we didn't take this action before transportation programs were shut down and we had people that got furloughed. Having said that, we need to provide this certainty for our state DOTs and for our transportation stakeholders. Therefore, I do urge for this clean, short-term extension. It doesn't cost anything. It's the right thing to do. And with that, I would yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman yields back. The gentleman from Oregon is recognized.
I would urge all my colleagues to support this short-term extension, put DOT back to work, and get on with the critical business of rebuilding America's infrastructure. With that, I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman yields back the balance of his time. The question is, will the House suspend the rules and pass the bill, H.R. 5434? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, 2/3 being in the affirmative, the rules are suspended.
Mr. Speaker, I'd ask for a recorded vote.
Seek recognition. Pursuant to Section 3S of House Resolution 8, the yeas and nays are ordered. Members will record their votes by electronic device.